I was wondering how long it was going to take for novelists in the kind of bigger realm to get into the crowdfunding game. I've seen some of the indie tier guys do it to tremendous success, like Brian Niemeyer and Rob Crucy, who do great books, and I definitely suggest both of them. But still, like, I mean, I just thought, why aren't these guys like Brandon Sanderson or Orson Scott Card or somebody on that level doing this? They're really leaving a lot of money on the table. Well, sure enough, that's changed now. And now the entire game has changed. I'm going to break it down for you real quick. We'll get to it in just a second. My name is John Delarose. I am a #1 best-selling author, award-winning comic creator. I've been doing crowdfunds for a while. This isn't Brandon Sanderson numbers, but I'm very, very pleased that we've been able to make almost $16,000 off of a 22-page comic book. You guys are the best audience in the business. I really appreciate you guys. And we've been doing this for years, just coming out with book after book after book like old pulp writers. And we're going to continue to do so because we've been paving the way and changing the industry for years, and I absolutely love doing it. So thank you guys so much. If you haven't backed yet, that link is in the description below, and please check it out. I appreciate it. All right, the big news is, of course, Brandon Sanderson's Kickstarter. Holy criminy crikeys. And there it goes up again. This has been a tremendous success, obviously. 4 novels, of which I guess he's secretly written, were put up the other day, and the first day it went live, it got $15 million. It's going to beat 20 today. And it's been buzzing all over the internet. People are talking about this constantly. Everywhere I go, Brandon Sanderson's got his deal. This is nuts, and it just makes sense. I mean, Brandon Sanderson has a huge following. He's a really talented guy. Nice guy, too. And he's developed this following over a couple of decades at this point, to the point where he is a trusted name and he's doing it himself now. So, of course, his readers are going to come in and back. He's got probably a couple 100,000 readers, maybe more. And this is just a new sign that there's a new way to sell things. You don't need a bookstore anymore. You don't need Tor Books to go out there and put your books out there, and then you make, 15 cents on the dollar while your agent takes 25% and then the publisher takes 50%. That model's dead, and it's been dead for a long time. I've been a part of a group called 20 Books to 50K, who's been all about this, just pushing out books, doing it on our own, doing it mostly on Amazon, and making money doing so. It's been fantastic. But the crowdfund model offers a little bit different in that you can sell t-shirts and swag and things like that along with your books to really make your property shine and actually give a lot more value to your customers. And that's what we've been doing with the comic books, as I've been showing you before. So I love it. I'm watching this, and what this means to me is that TradPub is dead. You do not have a Tor Books anymore because anybody who has a following, anybody who actually makes money for them, most of their authors lose money for them, you got to realize, can just do this themselves now, and this proves it. It is a big deal. It's a big sea change. If he can do this without any permission of any publisher, that's a great thing on a lot of levels. One, it means that we don't have to insert woke crap into our books because a sensitivity reader from the publisher tells people to. I've talked to people. There's people in the traditional industry who shouldn't be talking to me, but they do. They complain about just the amount of censorship that they have. They're forced to put identity politics into their books. They're forced to just kowtow to all these ridiculous demands of these sensitivity readers. It really makes the art of making books not fun. And that shows in the books because when the writer's not having fun, the reader's not going to have fun either. Sanderson now can do it himself. He doesn't have to worry about any of that, doesn't have to worry about any conventions that people are going to try to force on him. That's going to be a great thing right here. I think that his recent stories, just for me, have actually been a little on the softer side in terms of, his creativity. I know what he can do, and this excites me to see this. So TradPub's dead. There's no reason to do it. If they can't make money off of a Sanderson or, somebody big like that, or Larry Correia, who can do this himself to the same effect if he wants, there's no reason for them to exist. They live off of those books. And the 80%, the people who sell just 1,000 books like Patrick S. Tomlinson, who reacted this too, will not be able to sustain them. They actually lose money on books like that because there's just too many middlemen up the chain. They're too bloated and fat. I love it. This spells the death of publishing, and I'm just so happy. I've been hating this group for years because of what they've done to our industry, what they've done to science fiction and fantasy to destroy it, and it's time they lose all of their power completely, and it's happening right before our eyes. I love it. So, of course, Patrick S. Tomlinson did react to this. Let's see what he has to say about it. The Brandon Sanderson Kickstarter child proves one thing beyond any doubt. No author is being paid enough by their publishers. Well, that's actually true, but that's not the point of this. Brandon Sanderson makes money, Patrick, because he tells stories that are fun, and he actually just does engaging things and doesn't really delve into the political crap that you do. That's why Brandon Sanderson does well, but don't take everything away. No debuts, not mid-listers, not even the superstars. If this is replaced by even replicated by a couple other A-list writers, trad publishing faces a reckoning. Yeah, 100%. I've been saying this for years, and people like Patrick S. Tomlinson actually have been poo-pooing and saying the opposite, and saying that, you're not a real publisher, Mr. Self-Published, even though my first Steam and Country book has sold 35,000 copies, which is far more than anything Patrick Tomlinson has sold with his books. He calls me not a real author and things like that. It's ridiculous. So now he's starting to see this. He's starting to see that, you know what? These companies really didn't do anything except for take a percentage. They don't promote you. They don't do anything. They are evil. And even the SJWs, the worst of the worst, are seeing this. Now, will Patrick S. Tomlinson do something like this? Absolutely not, because he's such a lazy loser. There's no way he will actually put in the time and effort needed to actually make one of these a success. You got to remember that that Brandon Sanderson has put hours and hours into building a community behind his books. He's done his Writing Excuses podcast. He's very active in speaking. He is like really a model businessman for this sort of deal. I mean, I sound like I'm gushing about him, but you know what? When somebody does great work, I want to say something positive. It is what it is. Funny part here, I'm a capitalist. No, he's not. He's a commie. I'm not going to say he doesn't deserve it because he's worked really hard to build the fan base. That's the clutch part. Over many years, and he seems like a genuinely good guy. The market does what it does. Yeah, this is seething jealous right here. I love it. But if the new model looks anything like this, with big authors reaching a certain point in trad publishing, then jumping off and going indie because they'll make way, way more, then the whole trad business model is in serious jeopardy. Well, that's great. I love it. I want this house of cards to crumble. And as I said, there's good reason for these people to be scared. It's all based on clout. The entire trad pub industry is all based on just vanity, wanting to be in the bookstore, wanting to have the approval of a publisher putting me out. It's retarded. I like having the approval of a bunch of readers who tell me my books are great because they read them. I could go direct to them, to you, and I can talk to you. I can find out what you want. I can adjust what I'm doing based on what you want. It's great. I don't have to deal with any middlemen who think they know what's better and actually don't, because they just want me to put in a black lesbian transgender into my Space Marines. I mean, I don't want to deal with that. It's great. So this does make things harder for the indie author like myself. I'm what you would call a mid-list indie author, right? I'm making a living off of this. I'm not making multi-millions off of this yet. We're working on it. But here's the deal. It's going to get harder for people like me because I have to produce products now that are going to be that much better if Brandon Sanderson is in the Kickstarter market. And that's okay. That's fine. I'm fine with upping my game in order to match the production quality that, of course, Brandon Sanderson's going to bring to the table. It's good. It's good for you, the consumer, because it means that the indie tiers that are going to be successful are going to have to up their game and are going to have to work a little bit harder to provide you something great. Now, I think we provide top tier books. I've actually done things that have changed comic books that have made them very different. Even in the production, I print my comics on novel paper because I know how to produce all my novels. I looked at comics, for example, and I was like, why do people do these shitty, like, thin gloss paper? Like, it doesn't look good, and I hate the glare that comes from light on it. This is me as a reader. I'm a big reader. So I produced all my comics on matte paper, really nice novel stock that, like, lasts multiple reads. And that's something that I did that I think, I bucked the industry because I was able to do it myself. These are the type of innovations that are going to be able to come in greater possibilities. And I look forward to seeing what's happening because, I'll definitely, if something looks good and the audience wants it, I definitely am not too ashamed to copy that and add it to my repertoire. Very happy to do so. So good luck to Brandon Sanderson. I love it. Good work on that. I appreciate that the game is changing. I'm so excited for TradPub to slowly fail. This is going to be another nail in their coffin. And soon enough, we're going to have a brand new game, just like we have a great game in comics going over the last several years. We'll be back soon with a lot of new innovations, a lot of new fun, and a lot of new cool content. Thank you guys for watching. Hit the like and subscribe button. Let me know what you think about this in the comments down below, and I'll see you soon.